So for the first time in history, laser rangefinders will be allowed during tournament days at a major championship. The US PGA at Kiwa Island, where everybody is going to be zapping the pin and the bunkers and the trees and anything else, just for fun. And we've come down here to West Lancs Golf Club. This is where I'm going to be doing open qualifying this year for a course management course vlog. We're going to be using my Bushnell. We're going to be going around the course here, playing 18 holes, showing you how you can use a rangefinder, but also other course management tips. With this video, I've teamed up with channel partners Bushnell, and I'm going to be using the Pro XE model. Now, the Pro XE rangefinder, a couple of the unique benefits of it: it's got an inbuilt barometer, so I'm actually going to be measuring the weather conditions as I go. It's got slope, it's got pin detection. The laser can reach a distance of 64,000 kilometers. It's not quite true, almost. It vibrates when it hits target, it does everything. Now, during tournament play, things like the barometer, slope, those things can't be used. But during a practice round like today, I can turn everything on. So let's get to the first tee, always a tricky shot, and hopefully have a jolly good round. Right, first hole. I've turned slope, barometer, everything on the Pro XE. Wouldn't be able to do this in open qualifying or the US PGA. The bunkers on the right, they're my main kind of concern. Got 295 to clear the last one. Am I feeling fruity enough on the first tee? That's the question. It's nice, isn't it? It's a nice day. What do we reckon? Driver off the first? Is this the right play, Ray, or left of the bunkers?
If you do go right, it's not bad, it's not fixed up.
I was going to say, is the rough quite short? The one thing with West Lancs, I've not played here obviously in quite some time, like the rough can be like, the rough can be like that, so as long as I can avoid that stuff. That is definitely not going to carry. However, in the fairway, flipping it. How did it hit that high? I don't think I've ever hit that high in my life. It's 149 to the pin, but he's playing 153. Pin looks back right. So he's playing 153. Like a little punchy 8, Kieran, do you think?
Yeah, punchy 8.
If I aim it centre, it shouldn't drift too much. Yeah, centre of the green, didn't really move. All right. So there's a general rule there. So I'm actually like 30 odd feet away, probably 35 feet, which for an 8 iron isn't great. However, there was a bunker short and there's a bunker on the right, which I didn't actually remember or know about. And if I would have pushed it and I'd have gone on the pin, I'd have been in that. If you're playing a course and you're not quite sure, like play to what you can see. If you can see fairway, hit to the fairway. Don't try and loop it around the corner. Almost like a tiny bit of a double break at this. Turn in, turn in, turn in. Oh, well, it's a good read. These are slightly quicker than what I've been playing recently. Well, I will take that in open qualifying. And look at that. Oh, so nice. A little bit of breeze kicking up. It's 306 yards to the first of the fairway bunkers that are in the middle of the fairway. Wind is kind of in off the left, but Bushnell is telling me this is slightly downhill. So if I absolutely cream one, I'll probably get there. But there is a bit more room right than appears off the tee. So I'm going to aim at the bunkers here, and if I hit my normal fade, it'll just go slightly off to the right. I don't think I can reach anyway. And that's definitely not there. Fight! Oh! Wow. That, Kieran, is known as not only a slice, but a slice to end all slices. A butcher would have been proud of that. Guys teeing off. Just going to wait to see where it lands. And then run over. This is exactly how it's going to be in the open. Sprinting over. Quick look. Bit of a line up. Best strike of the day. That is how you play golf, ladies and gents. Right there. Oh, I'm so happy to have found my new pre-shot routine. Get that whoop data up. 100 yards. Maybe a little 3/4 54. That'll get me to about 95. Don't want to go past this pin. Short left is good. And to be fair, like this layup has put me on a really nice position to the left-hand side of this fairway. See the shot, believe the shot, trust the shot, be the shot. Just hit it. All right. Yeah, that's all right actually. Actually sticking to my pre-shot routine now, apart from that last shot. Works wonders. God, I love links golf. Love links golf, man. Head up. Just a bit pushy. Yeah, par after that tee shot, but still a par 5. Want to be birdie in that hole, really. Now, this is the one that a little vibration in the hands there to tell me it's locked onto the pin. Might be able to actually hear that in the mic, like the vibration when it locks onto the pin. It's like, don't leave you in any doubt. So it's 151. It's 2% downhill, but it's actually playing 153. Again, just because of the conditions. Now there's a gully to the left of this hole, and I swear to all the golfing gods, I am not going to go in that gully this time. They might as well rename that, put a little blue plaque. Like Peter Finch, every time he comes to West Lancs, is here. Not today. Not today. So I've just come over to the right-hand side of this tee as well to give me a slightly better angle. I'm going to go straight at it, because if it does move right, again, that's fine. That is a green regulation on the 3rd hole at West Lancs. Just want to thank everybody for watching, and we'll see you next year, because I've basically completed golf now. That's great. So I'm using Aim Point Express at the moment to help me read greens. Slopes a little bit more as it gets near the hole. It's kind of a 1% slope to begin with, and then maybe 1.5, 2 at the end. I'm just going to give it 1.5 overall. Just hope it doesn't break too much in this initial part of the putt. I mean, I could have probably read this green without Aim Point Express, but it's a nice way for me to like stick to my routine. Hold? Nah. It just went quite early on in its journey. Well, 3 pars in a row. A lot of people find it challenging, but I don't really get what they're on about. It's like a walk in the park, although I can't actually keep holding my balls and keep dropping my clubs, so nobody's perfect. 379 yards, and even though it goes against everything I believe in, you can reach this hole, but it's just not worth it. Like those bunkers on the left, 222 with slope to the first one, 250 with slope to the second one, add on a couple of yards. I can hit my 3-wood over the right one, and I think that's probably the play. Like, you can go for it with the driver, but it's just not worth it. I'd rather leave myself with a little flick with a wedge than have to dig around in the pits of despair, which are on the right hand side. God, I hit that well. Sit. Well, would have been all right, but I pitched it about a foot too short. I under hit it, but I pitched it into like a little upslope then. Wow. I could have hit it harder, but I'm just not sure how. So 8th hole here, it's 443 yards, but it's downhill, and it's probably just a 3-wood again. It's not a driver. If I can get a 3-wood away with a slight draw, kind of whole hole goes from right to left. If I'm going to miss, I want to miss right. Do not want to miss off to the left. Over there would be dragons. So that kind of telegraph pole or whatever it is in the background there, just to the left of that. So where the path is up to the second tee, that line with a tiny draw is what I want to be seeing. If I have the skill to actually execute that shot, that's a whole other thing. Yeah, that's decent. Right, so we've got 173 playing 176 with slope. I think I've got 150 to clear the bunker on the right, the front of the green. It's downwind. Right, maybe an 8-iron? 8-iron is going to be enough to clear the bunker. Yeah, all right. Slightly off to the right, but oh, Pete. Up the hill. Straight up the hill. So one of the questions remaining about US PGA, certainly with all the pros are going to be using the laser rangefinders, is how much they're going to be using a yardage book. I think on holes like this, certainly with a laser, because the fairway goes up and then it drops down and you can't see the rest of the hole. So you'll still see a lot of the pros use this. By the way, this is the yardage book at West Lancs that they use for the Rose series. It's 297 to the bell, and the bell's on the far right of the fairway there. And I can't remember, I remember from last time, if you have a look down there, Kieran, I remember that the line was the White House. There's 5 white houses there. Honestly, I don't think they're new houses. They must have always been there. On the slightly creamy coloured house's chimney. 3-wood, that's the line. I'm hitting this 3-wood so well. 132 playing 133. The big problem here is this slope. I kind of forgotten about this. There's a big hump in the middle, well, ridge really, in the middle of the ninth fairway. And whenever you face this lie, you just got to try and adapt your spine angle to the slope. So I'm on quite an uphill lie here. So my spine angle is going to still be tilted off to the right-hand side, but I want to try and avoid the temptation of kind of leaning into the slope and just digging. And then after I've hit, I just need to remember to try and move my way through if I can, but it might be a bit off the back foot. I'm just going to hit a wedge. Pulled it a touch, but decent. In all fairness, that's the other thing you need to remember off that lie. Because loft and face plane tilt, the more it kind of tilts backwards and the toe moves up, that's going to pull it a little bit off to the left, but just pulled it. Just pulled it. Oh well. Under par, front 9. It's okay. I think one of the big questions surrounding the US PGA as well is pace of play, because I think that's why the US PGA have actually introduced this rule. I think they feel that if the players can zap the pins, it'll speed things up, but it's not only that. You see, when things are laid out in front of you, you can zap the bunkers, you can zap all these different things as well. And that should, in essence, help players speed up. I think my fear would be is that all the players use lasers. I mean, 99% of the PJ pros use Bushnells, and it's always during the practice rounds. Now, will they be able to seamlessly implement that into their on-course routines? We're just gonna have to wait and see, but I think to my mind, it should make things quicker. Get down into those comments below. Let me know what you think. Is it gonna slow things up? Is it gonna speed things up? Or do you not think it's gonna make any difference?
A few moments later.
Thanks for rejoining us. I am currently now 1 over, so a couple of bogeys on the back nine, just sloppy. And whenever I come here, I always think like if I can get round in under par during open qualifying, that should be enough to get past first stage. The course, by the way, is in such good condition. Now this is where I hope some of my speed training is going to come in. So there's 2 bunkers out there either side of the fairway, and they're 280 to carry, and it kind of suits me, this hole as well. So whenever I look at a hole and I'm thinking about how to shape it, it's quite a straight hole, but the first section of the fairway just meanders a touch to the right, and that really suits my eye for a little bit of a fade. And with the wind down and off the right, this should enable me to just really go at this hard without much fear. Oddly enough, I've not actually had a birdie today. I've had 3 bogeys and an eagle, and some would say that that needs to change, and I would agree with them. Cool, just stay right. Just in the left rough. I mean, I've absolutely launched it. We've got 207 yards to the pin. However, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, Pete, it's a little bit downwind and off the right, and I have to agree. And I'm sure, as many of you know, the front of the green here at the 16th at West Lancs, it kind of slopes down and then a little bit to the left. Now, the wind's not touching it, but I'm relying on a... There you go. Did you see the kick? Course management, kids, I tell you, you gotta do it. You gotta talk yourself through it. Just started out a little bit too much that way. Right, back to level. Oh, get a zoom on that. Get a zoom on that pin. That is absolutely foul. It's only 1% downhill, it's playing 195. The greens are so firm, it's going to bounce on. It's slightly downwind. It's 182 to the front right bunker. It's either a nuclear 8 or I just hold up like a little bit of a 7, but either way, this is center of the green. This is a pin that I'm just not going to take it on. There's no point, because even if I land it by the hole, it's going to be bounding on. I think a controlled 7. If I go nuclear with an 8 and it gets up into the wind, it's going to knock all the spin off it. And it's just going to be bounding on and through. That is the worst golf shot I've hit this year. That was terrible. It has left me about 50 yards short, short-sighted, downwind. Ah. Right, well, birdie up the last to break par. Now this is a proper finishing hole. It's in these conditions, and with the way that I can hit my driver now, I can actually clear all the fairway bunkers. So the only thing I've got to worry about is the water off to the right. However, there's rough left and it's quite sparse. The pin is on the right of the green, which means if I hit it left and it misses that way, it should be absolutely no issue. It's 420 yards here, slightly elevated tee. I'm going to absolutely destroy this drive. Oh, it's down there a long way. It's just kicked into the right rough, I think. Go on. Go on. Right. Ball wasn't bloody listening to me. I think I need a new one. Turn, go, do something. Not bad, first time playing links golf back in a long time. So 18 holes done, finished at 1 over par, which to be fair isn't too bad. I've not played links golf in, God, must be half a year, maybe more. Hit some good shots, hit some dodgy shots, but actually my bad shots today were good. Now what I mean by that is when I missed in the right spots. And that's because I knew the distances to these targets. And that's one of the key things about course management and using things like a Bushnell. It allows you to identify your targets, but also the places where you don't want to be. But get down into those comments below. Let us know what you think about the video. Big thank you for watching and for Bushnell for partnering with the channel. I'll see you down here next time.